Okay, guys, this is going to be the history lesson of how Skyrim started and all this. How I figured this out through the tips and what I've read. So this part is just gonna be a history lesson. So, starting in the Oblivion Crisis, right after Martin Septim. No, wait, I'll turn this down so you guys can hear me better. There we go. Okay, so starting in the Oblivion Crisis. So Martin Septim sacrifices himself, and that starts the Fourth Era. The Fourth Era begins with the new emperor is Pelagius Septim. Well, not Septim, Pelagius. I really don't know much about him. But then we move on to Skyrim. So there was a queen in Solitude named Potema. She was kind of crazy. She's like 50 years old now. And she wanted the Daedra to be summoned to destroy the Empire. She did not like the Empire, since it didn't go out the way she planned. So she just kind of turned crazy and then died off. And then we move on through the years and years. And then, like 5 years after Potema dies, the Dragon War starts. This is where Alduin comes in. He's the Lord of the Dragons. He and his brother Paarthurnax, whoever that is, I don't know. So, he and his brother want to enslave humankind. Since they want humankind enslaved, they try to take over the world with any other dragons that are there. Turns out, it works. Most of the way. But then, after a while, the Nords start fighting back. They have no king, so they don't really have an army. They just keep fighting. They'll fight for their independence. Well, not independence. They fight to make their dragon enslavers, I mean. They want them out of Skyrim. So, Olaf One-Eye, who built Dragon's Reach, the Palace of Whiterun, he built that to capture a dragon. He imprisoned the great dragon Numinex. Numinex is one of the leaders of the dragons. But it sounds like Olaf made a deal with Numinex, so Olaf got all the credit out. He got all the credit, and Numinex got to be free, because later on Numinex escaped. And then Olaf One-Eye becomes the king of Skyrim, and they drive the dragons out of Skyrim. So, they drive these dragons out by, so there's these three siblings, Feldir the Old, Hakon One-Eye, and Goldir. All of them, these three are dragonborn. They go to the throat of the world, which is the top of the highest peak in Skyrim, like Mount Everest for us. They go there, and they start slaying dragons by the many. Feldir, he found a Elder Scroll, and finally, after a slaying of a lot of dragons, Alduin finally comes to attack them. They start attacking. They use a shout called Dragon Rend. Dragon Rend makes a dragon force to land. They use that to make Alduin land, and then they start attacking him. Finally, Alduin kills Goldir, the only girl of the 3 siblings. And so, while Hakon fends Alduin off, Feldir used the Elder Scroll to banish Alduin to the future. Didn't really work because now he's in my time. But moving forward, there comes the Great War, where the High Elves, which is also known as the Aldmeri Dominion, they attack and slaughter many people. So Skyrim's Nords and the Imperials and the Khajiit and every race band together to fight off the High Elves. But the High Elven Dominion, they keep slaughtering and slaughtering. Finally, the Empire is forced to accept a treaty to not get slaughtered, to be able to live and save the people of Tamriel. They have to sign a treaty called the White Gold Concordat. This saved Tamriel. And then we move forward. The High Elves, the Thalmor, which is what they're called, they control the Empire. And they are now in Skyrim, with General Tullius as their lead. And then Ulfric Stormcloak starts a rebellion with the Stormcloaks to get the Thalmor and the Imperials out of Skyrim. And then we end up with me here. And that's the history lesson. I prefer you guys watch this first.